Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Alien Week is incoming, as is the next major patch, 3.10.0. In fact, all signs point to the Evocati getting their early little mitts on it this weekend, potentially. But we saw some alien creatures, actually big old predators, that Cloud Imperium are working on in the latest Inside Star Citizen, and I wanted to talk about that, as well as points of interest and some of the new areas and locations that we're getting in 3.10. So, alien predators, they are a little while out yet. Now, admittedly, they're not for 3.10. These alien animals are not for 3.10. The character creation team have been working on high-quality Squadron 42 characters, Hair 2.0, alien races, mission givers, armors, and clothing, but they're now starting to work on alien creatures. They had previously looked at some of the more simple animals, boids, sort of like little insects, crabs that float around Hurston, that they first revealed in 2017. They've also been looking at space cows and even space whales. These space whales will breach the surface of Crusader, but space cows are likely to be the first creatures of a reasonable size that we see in game. They are currently focusing on predator creatures though, so not creatures from Predator. That was supposed to be a Predator impression. I just want you to know that. For the predators they're building in the game, they looked at sort of archetypes of what they wanted the creatures to do. Not necessarily what they look like, although that might be an influence based on their sort of behaviour. But they looked at like bears, tigers and crabs, at least in the way that they act as starting archetypes. They will make a huge amount of concepts, and only a few of them sort of like go forwards to the next steps, but they are all important for exploring ideas and what they want and don't want in the game. And at the moment they're building a creature pipeline to have all the elements needed to bring creatures to life with art, design, animation and AI. They are looking at making a predator in the Pyro system, the Pyro crab, not the little horseshoe grey crabs that we've had in our fish tanks, but these are sort of like giant Cthulhu-esque nightmare creatures, complete with bioluminescence. The extremely large queen as well could be mistaken as a clump of rocks if she's sort of like taking a chill, having a bit of a rest, and players might walk right up to her and not really realise it until it's potentially too late. They're also looking at a predator for microtech as well, a big old bear or yeti type thing. Obviously, Yeti-esque makes sense for the frozen sort of plains of microtech. It might have had its evolution influenced by genetic manipulation, but the idea of hunting one of these or seeing these around microtech is pretty exciting. There were some 3.10 location updates as well that they're getting ready to put out for that new update. The factory line, the flagship store of microtech at the heart of the city, is planned here as well. It's where the very best of what microtech has to sell is sold, and the area, that factory line shop, is split up on multiple floors and is amazing looking. There's a large sort of grand clean lobby, a glass staircase. On the roof there's like waterfalls coming down. If you go down the staircase, it takes you down to the commercial floor with maybe glasses and AR contact lenses and that sort of consumer good there. There's also and then the factory amphitheatre floor, which is sort of like a showcase for corporate products. At least in lore as well, it can be converted into an amphitheatre for keynotes. I actually suspect we might be seeing that turn into an amphitheatre for in-game events in the future maybe. The whole area is very Apple, if they had a headquarters in space in the future. Derelicts are getting a facelift as well. They're trying to improve environmental storytelling of these crash sites. Planet Tech V4 has seen them go through and update these because they sort of had to, as they weren't sort of working properly when they updated to Planet Tech V4. Derelicts will be able to protect you now from weather and extreme conditions, giving you a little bit of a respite briefly, or, I mean, as you're looking around, you want to be able to see inside the derelicts when you're walking around. You don't want to be constantly blinded if there's a storm. The lighting's been updated for these. They've got skirts now with like embedded rocks and mud that helps integrate them into whatever given biome they're in. It sort of like automatically blends. Grimhex is getting scramble races added to it. So in 3.10 you're going to see at least the areas for this. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to see the scramble races in 3.10 yet, but they're updating Grimhex so it's a proper landing zone. So it's got enough hangars, it's got internal hangars, larger ships can go there, that sort of stuff. There's also this proper scramble race in space that they're adding. There's an area to view these races. There's a shop so that you can do betting with them. You can see what the sort of results and placement for the races are. You can participate in those races. They're going to be adding Luca Brent, the bookie there, eventually almost certainly going to be a mission giver. They're part of the Ninetales, and it might be dangerous to be in debt with them, that sort of stuff. I'm really hoping that we get those scramble races in 3.10 as well, because the ground-based scramble races just didn't really work, or at least weren't very popular at this stage in the game, without a lot more players in it, in each given instance anyway. They've got this fantastic area to view those races with this huge giant side of the station as a window, and you can sort of sit there. There's a VIP area. I really think it might look pretty cool at the very least. We are getting ready for Alien Week, which is starting later today. Once we know what's happening, expect a torrent of videos coming out from me. I suspect we will have a load of alien ships on sale, but what do you think? Are you excited for alien animals? When do you think we might see the Space Cow or Yeti on Microtech? What about points of interest and location updates in 3.10? What do you think about scramble races? Do you think we'll see them in 3.10? Do you think they're coming a bit later? I'm talking about the space scramble races for Grimhex. Do you think it's going to be more successful than the scramble races were on the ground? What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Every month we have a giveaway. For the month of June, we're giving away a Prowler and Star Citizen game package, so check that out. Just comment on any of my videos made during June to be in for a chance of winning that. More details down below. Also, if you want to help me with my shilling, you can use my links below for NordVPN if you want internet privacy, security, and be able to, watch videos from different countries and that sort of stuff, then check that out. I love NordVPN, BoredGamer, all that sort of jazz. Links below. Also, Shadow, they give you an alternative to owning and maintaining your own gaming PC hardware by leveraging the power of the internet and renting one from them. If you want to further support the channel as well, consider becoming a BoredGamer member on my YouTube with the join button, or becoming a Patreon, or chucking a direct donation, or even just sharing, liking, subscribing, all that sort of jazz, and talking in the comments. It all helps me. Feedback helps. Take care, and I'll see you in the verse.